I just discovered, at least as far as the way the rules work, is your gems and your trade goods, you can use those to buy things. So if you have a 10 gold piece gem, you can, and you want to buy something that's 10 gold pieces, you can pay with that gem. Now, I think from an RP perspective, if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you're dealing with someone who's not well versed in what gems are worth, there might be some haggling, getting them to, which I don't know, you might get more out of it, if it's some podunk country guy that thinks a 10 gold piece gem is worth 50 or something. I don't know how deep we want to go into economics, but
well, there's kind of some tables in the DM guide for that.
Yeah. But for simplicity's sake, if you guys are keeping the gems to have less weight, like, you can spend those. You don't have to necessarily convert them into gold before you go buy something, especially if you're in like a city.
Nice.
I think there's something very important that needs to be remarked upon.
What's that?
It appears that Dwayne is growing his beard back.
Is he?
That's right.
Nice.
That's right. It's coming back.
Awesome.
It's not quite the same color it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Actually, my fiance was commenting the other day that I'm getting a lot of gray hairs going through mine. That's it. Getting old.
That's it. Inexorable.
Mine's in that weird stage where it doesn't look like it's getting longer because it's just like curling in on itself. And then one day I'm going to wake up and it's just going to be like...
You'll have what I call the hobo beard.
Yeah.
Tell me about it, guys.
I know, man.
Kyle, yeah.
Well, I don't have a beard, but I can show you a beard if you like.
Okay.
Are you suggesting bottom beard?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No. Oh, there we go.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
That's a good beard.
Nice beard, buddy.
Solid beard.
Is that Rebel?
Mm-hmm.
He's for those of you playing Fandelver, he's joining us for that. So
yes, all that.
Sweet.
Cool.
We built his character yesterday.
Sweet.
It's a elf rogue.
So I have been kind of going through this in struggle with myself about the fact that, as you guys have probably noticed, there's very little treasure in this campaign, at least so far, especially when it comes to like magic items. And in fact, pretty much every magic item you have are things that I added that aren't even in the published campaign. But I didn't want to like break the game by adding too much stuff. But I just got the Lost Mines of Fandelver today, and they're giving out way more magic items in that than what this is. So I think it was just because they wrote this while D&D was still being developed, so they were probably really conservative, because it's easier for a DM to add more stuff than to say, oh, I'm not going to give you this magic item that the book says I should give you. So I might add some more in. And I have something planned. It's going to be a while, but I have something planned in the future where I have an NPC that's actually going to do the, what was it? It was one of the Lord of the Rings, like where they go to the elves and like they give each of them like something.
Like the council of whatever.
Yeah. Like Frodo got his mithril shirt, and like everybody got something that was like perfect for them. And you had the same thing in, I think it was The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe had the same kind of thing. Yeah. And I always liked that. I like that a lot better than you just find this random thing buried somewhere.
which either just happens to be perfect for you or isn't helpful at all for you. And you're like, oh, well, I guess I should use it anyways.
Yeah. And that kind of situation is perfect. I can be heard, right?
Yes, you can.
Awesome. Because sometimes the first time I load in, it doesn't. But also, I'm here. Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Hello. Glad you made it.
Yeah, I don't feel 100%, but I've got enough medication for the, the various.
Your body's role playing for you.
Yeah. That hopefully the coughs will not overcome me. But it's also perfect for like mentioning the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, because you get the scene of you have this because X.
Right. Right.
Uthgrim the Brave, Mastig the Stout, you know, I deliver unto you this because.
And the good thing about me waiting a while is then I can actually give you something cool instead of like a +1 arrow, which Nathan wasn't a fan of.
See, that's the thing, is I think magic items are neater when they do something role play.
Yeah, I agree.
Moreover, they do something that is useful in combat.
I agree.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah. See, that's fantastic. Judge mayonnaise.
Robo useful items, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you're probably not going to use that much in combat, but it's still cool.
I give the party an alchemy jug, almost a completely useless item. They love it. I give the archer a +1 arrow, and he's like, "What's this shit? I don't want this."
He's like, +1 arrow.
I poop +1 arrows, man. This is nothing.
Mayonnaise arrows.
Oh, I guess that did leave to note that Ulysses did leave the jug with the party, I guess. Seeing as he was holding on to that.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, that's probably, you know, he left the gift of mayonnaise.
Filled to the brim.
Yeah.
It's parting gift.
Oh my gosh. So what I'm gonna do, because of what's going on with Nathan, and for the viewers, Nathan has made a new character, and he's retiring Ulysses. See, I already forgot the other guy's name. He's out of my brain already. There was some conflict in the last session, so if you didn't see that, it's definitely worth watching.
Very good session. I some friends that are following along on YouTube say that was their favorite.
Awesome.
That was
it was my favorite. You should. You can ask my wife. I was like giggling for like 2 hours after that.
So one of them called me an idiot, and I don't know if he's watching right now or not. He said he would call me an idiot for making Ulysses be, you know, kill the dragon.
Yeah. So there was a green dragon wormling. It was thing was like 5 years old, and they tracked him back to his lair after they'd done some damage to him in combat, and the dragon proceeded to plead for its life and try to make a deal where it would be part of the party and help him out and protect them in exchange for its life and them kind of teaching it the way of the world. And it was almost a 50-50 divide between people that wanted to give the dragon a chance and have a dragon cohort in the party, and people who did not trust the dragon.
Recognized its inevitable betrayal.
Oh man!
So it was great. That was great.
Heated. It was heated. Oh.
I did not anticipate there being that much disagreement. I had no idea which way you guys would go, but I didn't anticipate that it would split down the middle like that. I figured you guys would do one or the other, but that was pretty. That was pretty cool.
We would have lost our eggs.
So Ulysses, the character, didn't like the way things panned out, and I think there were some other things involved, but he decided to go on his own, and we may or may not see him again in the future.
I like how Ulysses is the one who decided to like beg off, despite the fact that he was the one who started the issue in the first place by acting without consulting everybody.
No, that was Bastic.
Which was very true to character because
he does have a history of charging in.
Hold on.
To things.
That's written right in.
Mastic was the one that did.
Ulysses fired first. Because he was first in
much like Greedo, Mastig attacked first.
Mastig didn't attack until after Ulysses fired the arrows.
I can't remember. Look, it's gonna get heated again. So we have to rewatch that episode.
Well, I think you might be right, because I think what happened was Dwayne was like, I attack, and then I said roll initiative, and I think maybe Ulysses ended up acting first, but I think Dwayne was the one that was like, screw this, I'm attacking the dragon.
Kicked it off.
I will quote from my character sheet. Personality traits: thinking is for other people. I prefer and demand action.
Yeah, and
So
he's
Ulysses
done that a
is
lot.
headlong into danger, where it was. That was one of his flaws.
So
Grimm's thing is he's all about violence, but like he'd rather not be. He'd like to move away from that. So he saw that as an opportunity to take another path, but which was.
And as I switch over to Tyvel, which is how it's pronounced, it's not Tivil, as one person thought. I won't name names, but it's Tyvel. He lacks confrontational strength, so I'm going from one paradigm to the other.
I thought you were gonna say he's lactose intolerant.
That's what I,
Yeah.
I thought so too.
I was like, wow, we're going really detailed here.
Yes. Yes, he's also lactose
He will not eat
intolerant.
any of the mayonnaise.
No,
Not lactose. No, isn't that lactose? Is it?
no.
Eggs,
Egg
mostly.
and lemon.
Yeah.
Emulsified eggs. Yeah.
I thought it was like
Yogurt.
olive oil.
Yogurt.
and
That's what it
vinegar.
was. Greek yogurt we're trying to get. That's our upgrade.
Well, I maybe if you guys are getting rid of the golden shoe, maybe the name should involve mayonnaise. I don't know.
I don't think that's going to fit Dwayne's somewhat.
I still like the golden
serious
shoe.
criteria than golden
I watched that episode again, and it was very kind of organic how that came out. So
It did.
Honestly, I was really happy with the golden shoe.
so Dwayne, has anyone submitted any good alternatives? No. I actually thought, and I could not think of anything.
I kind of forgot about it, to be honest.
I tried. I have my notes for Nivara's journal logs, but she just there was nothing that stood out as good as the Golden Shoe Company.
I mean, honestly, we've done quite a bit of stuff, but looking deeply into the party, we haven't done too terribly much intra-party RP that would develop that kind of thing. I mean, we have some. Mainly
It
in
seems
the
like a lot more of that has taken place on the forums than in the actual game session.
I think
Yeah.
that's a good
And a lot of our
comment.
forum posts are more related to each character separately. I mean, I guess we could try to do a kind of old-fashioned forum RP kind of thing, a little repertoire and like a campfire.
Well, I like the idea of you guys having the tactic discussion at some point. I think that would be fun. And
Rebel suggested the Golden Aglet, and I like that.
I think
It's
We
funny
should-
if you know what an aglet is.
I don't know what an aglet is, so
yeah.
It's the thing
It's the
that's on
little
the end
plastic
of
on the end of the shoelace.
Oh,
oh.
its real purpose is sinister.
dun, dun, dun.
All right, so what we're going to do, since Nathan's bringing a new character in, and since I don't really have anything anyway, is we're going to kind of fast forward to the point where you guys arrive in Elturel. So you guys, when you encountered the green dragon, Karul Duranthar, you were somewhere between Burdusk and Scornubel. So we're just going to kind of forward fast through the rest of that journey. It's pretty uneventful. You guys stayed
Here's
a
a very
night in...
important question that I have.
Yeah?
Who is Nivara riding with?
Who does she want to be riding with?
Oh, that's why, right? You guys don't have a dragon. You guys don't have a wagon
We're-
anymore, and you're short a
Short
mount.
horse.
One horse.
And the, all the
I
weeds
think
in
the ones
pile.
that make the most sense for Nivara to be willing to ride with are Uthgrim or Thurin. She would say Mastig, but Mastig is kind of stouter than these
Yeah.
other two.
I think
So
the
he
two
kinda
elves
needs a
on a
horse to
horse
himself.
make a lot of sense.
I mean, Uthgrim would be fine with that. He gets along well with Nivara, even though she berates him at times. He recognizes that sometimes he needs to be berated, you know?
Well, and actually, the being on a horse doesn't really increase your overland speed, like long term. So everyone doesn't even necessarily have to be riding all the time either. And in fact, you probably wouldn't want to. Get pretty hard on the nether regions, riding a horse all day, every day.
That's why we spend some
Without, yeah.
nights in real places.
Yeah, but you're still like 8 hours a day traveling.
Yeah,
So
and
that's
none of us, or none of y'all, I guess, are like trained cavalrymen, so it's not like you're too terribly experienced, I think.
Nope.
I'm an elf. That's the best I got towards that.
Uthgrim's a foot soldier.
I think in Icewind Dale, I don't even think they have horses, really, do they?